cut. I've got, hopefully this is a little bit sharper. Left hand to the right. I need to tighten this whole resting on that. So a smaller gouge, 1/4 inch. I've got a clean up gouge now to get the finish. Now what I'm doing is sizing from the rim, going down, we get a little bit thicker as we go down this slope. So work in short stages. So on a bit more from here, rest the bevel, gently raise the handle, find the cut. Feed in. The reason I do this now is as you start to remove the centre bulk of the material out, the wood is going to shrink, dry or not. As you start to remove this, that's going to go across the grain. There's also the risk that this will start to flex. So if you haven't sanded this and then you go back to it, you get an uneven thickness around the rim. It'll show up. Okay, so we've done our inch. I'm going to back cut it now, I'm going to work from the centre outwards. Why? It's quicker. It's as simple as that. It gets rid of that bulb. You look at what you're cutting again, shaving. Because if you cut it with the tip going into it, it's getting a much smaller shaving.
My name is Stuart King. I was born in the village of Holmer Green near High Wycombe, and being in High Wycombe I became interested in the traditional furniture industry and particularly with the chair bodges. And I was born and brought up in Holmer Green, and I'm still there now. I have a nice workshop at the bottom of the garden, and I still maintain an interest in all the old traditional crafts, not just wood turning, and but I'm also interested in things like archaeology and photography and so on. So I've got quite a broad interest in things that happen in the country. Particularly, I'm interested in what people do, why they do it, and how they do it. Here at Axminster, I'm doing 6 demos. Well, in fact, 4 demos and 2 lectures. I've just finished the History of the Windsor Chair, which was a pure lecture with slides. I'm doing Fun with the Skew. Most people seem to be frightened of the skew, so I thought I would illustrate that it's not the fearsome tool that a lot of people think it is, and in fact it can be very creative. And I call it Fun with the Skew because I don't do anything that's not fun. Now I'm semi-retired. If it's not fun, I'm not interested. And then I'm doing lidded boxes. So I'm turning a basic box and then as many different types of lid, different finishes and so on as I can within my allotted time. One basic box and a number of different lids, hopefully they'll all fit, with different treatments.
The Russian are pop off and the French are too loose.
Ooh. Right, well, this is the High Wycombe one. Well, I've had fun with the skew. I hope you've had fun watching. Thank you.
My name's Colwyn Way. I work for Axminster Power Tools, so I teach now. I manage the offices as a deputy. I've been turning for 27 years, so I started an apprenticeship about 25 years ago, but before that work experience. The apprenticeship was a 5-year apprenticeship in production wood turning, so staircase spindles, conversion of trees to bowls, that sort of thing.
Okay, but they get the job done quicker. If you use your spindle gouge, your bowl gouge, either of them will work. Hand them to your right hand side, bottom just off centre of that cutting edge to generate your roughing cuts. Really, really good.
Most of my background, my working background at the moment is teaching. I don't specialise in any one discipline, so where I'm trying to get lots of information in, certainly with the beginners where you know most of my time and effort is based, is tool technique. So I suppose you could say tool technique is my thing really. I enjoy the fun things, so like the Christmas tree decorations I've just demoed. One-off bowls, natural edge bowls, that sort of thing. I also enjoy the discipline of production work, so staircase spindles. In a strange way, I really enjoy that. It's that you have to discipline yourself.
We'll go down 4 grooves. Straight in the edge, fairly gently.
What about centre again?
I'm about centre point, but the tourist is on centre, the handle's higher. It is a scraper, so, and you want to be scraping. If you start doing that, that point catches, yeah?
Well, I've done 3 demonstrations today. The first one was bowls, platters, and that was taking rough turn bowls once they've moved and dried to a finished product. And then we looked at holding techniques of platters, so how we use the chuck in conjunction with recesses and spindles. The second demonstration was friction chucking, so a fairly old technique in how to hold things like a vase or pieces of fruit in a friction chuck, top and tail them with no forms or no visible signs of holding. And then the third one today was again a bit of fun inspired by my children, making Christmas tree decorations like snowmen, Christmas trees themselves, that sort of thing.
Now, at this point, I'm going to go opposite the first mark, rather than next to, I'm going to go opposite. Because I don't want these lines too close to each other, because what will happen with this timber being so soft, it'll tear out. So I'll go opposite, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, with my mark. So, opposite hole, and our next cut is going to be the next one on from this line, so I'll cut next to that line. Okay. If I go beside this first mark that I've made and take a cut out, I'll actually be tearing grain away.